Good morning, start of day 4. So made it to Fernie reasonably comfortably yesterday. Turned up at the Wendy's Burger House mainly because I saw a dozen more bikes there, all Tour Divide racers, kit hanging everywhere, soaking wet. So I thought, right, I'll grab myself a drink. So I got myself a coffee and sat and chatted there, and met a Brit who has had a bit of a technical disaster, hasn't got a route or anything like that, and has found himself on the Tour Divide when in fact he just wants to be riding the Great Divide and going a bit slower. So we got chatting. He was in no desire to go any further last night, so we talked about sharing a campsite, and then a local said just camp down by the river, it's absolutely fine. So we're at the back of a golf course. I suppose technically you could call it wild camping, but actually if we look through the trees there, which you probably can't see, there's a golf course. There's the other chap set up there next to mine, tied the bikes together and locked them at the back there. I've just got up, so the tent is semi-stripped. I've got all the bedding put away, but the tent itself is soaking wet, so I'm going to leave that as long as possible. And then this line of trees here delineates the river, which runs around the outside of Fernie, which is really nice. We walked down here last night, and when we got down here there was a lot of people, family, just about to let their kids go paddling in the river. We managed to replenish all our water supplies and filter it out of the stuff in the river, which was fantastic. And then obviously, because we're out in the wild, we had to get rid of all of our food. So we've taken all of our food, and with a bit of jiggery pokery and the use of a little bit of string and a little bit of ingenuity, we've hung all our food up in the tree there in an anti-bear style fashion. So I'm just about to go and get that down, and then so you can just see a tributary of the river coming through here. And then we stood in this spot last night and we looked out across the river. I did take a photo, but it didn't come out very well. Just crossing the furthest section of the river was a mother moose and her 2 calves, which was absolutely glorious. As always, the human eye sees it far better than the camera, but as you can see, the backdrop is pretty spectacular. So I'm not going to rush today. I'm going to take my time. Pretty tired overall. I knew I would be, but as my darling wife will tell you, I'm very self-competitive and want to keep pushing on. I think actually I need to have a slower day today. So the other chap was going to try and sort his technical issues out. I think I'm just going to sit and wait for a cafe to open and get myself a nice coffee. I've got a lot of recharging to do. First GoPro battery's about to go flat. I need to recharge various other bits and bobs just so that I'm on top line. And then I'm going to head south. I'll probably have a half day today if I can. Head south, maybe do 30 miles, maybe do 40 miles, see how I feel. See what time we've got once the other chap sorted his stuff out. So I'm not going to make the US border today, but that's absolutely fine. It means the next day I can probably do a bit longer day, and then there's a bicycle shop stroke campground just below the town of Eureka that is very very welcoming, very free, and really welcomes people from the Tour Divide and the Great Divide stopping in. So that would be a lovely place to sort of stop and have our first evening in America. And the other chap's going to see how he gets on and decide whether he wants to ride with me. He's also saying he's very slow when it comes to travelling and is in no rush, which would really suit me. But we've both agreed we'll have a look at it, see how we feel, and take it from there. So a calming day would be a good day today, a day without too many adventures, and maybe filled with some food and some friendship and a bit of fun, which would be smashing. So I'll let you know how it gets on later in the video. Take care.
It was just a bit of...
Hello, here we go. About 21 miles in so far. Quite hard going, but not disastrous. Riding with Sean today, and we made a conscious decision to take our time. So we did some Wi-Fi robbing at Wendy's and Tim Hortons. I had coffee and a scrambled egg and sausage box. Not entirely sure because it was full of everything. Sausage eggs, hash browns, some weird sauce. But it was food and I ate it. And a coffee and an apple donut. And then we got going. I'd already had porridge. And then we stopped for lunch and had wraps and sausages. and I'm still hungry, which is quite amazing even by my standards. We just stopped now to have a drink and just show you the view. We're just going over the river now, and it is absolutely stunning. This road we've been on for probably 10 miles and we've got 10 miles more, but we had to stop and look at this. The colour of the water is just beautiful. There's a bit of slurry at the bottom here because of some catch up. There's 2 anglers down there fly fishing away. It looks absolutely idyllic, absolutely wonderful. The plan is to take it easy. We want to try and stop at around 4 o'clock, probably try and get to be nearly 40 miles by then. So I'm a little behind what I planned, but you know what, it's really not a race. And I'm kind of hoping that that'll mean that tomorrow we've only got a short hop till we get to the Canadian-US border, get that trivia out the way, and then there's a place just down below Eureka where we can stop and pitch up and see how we go. And so far, so good. I'm very tired. I knew I would be. So keeping my morale up is difficult, but again, every time I get data, there's all the lovely messages and the likes and everything else, which is fabulous. And I look forward to being able to share some of this with you when Mark is very kindly put together some of it into a little video. So I'm just going to go and have another quick drink, one last look at the view, and then it's onwards. Well, plodding along through British Columbia, not making very good speed today, but do you know what, it's so fabulous, it really doesn't matter. I keep telling myself that it really doesn't matter. We're on a provincial back road, still heading south. It's a hell of a backdrop, bit of agricultural fields, some of the houses out here timber framed, pine porches, absolutely wonderful. Everyone seems to have a massive trailer, one of these big tow behind your truck trailers, and everyone who hasn't got one of those has just got a truck anyway. It's full of big pickup trucks, and yeah, very, very lovely place to be. I'm hoping really that tomorrow I'll catch up to where I plan to be at the end of day 4, and that will actually be fine. So we'll probably not make the US border today. US border will be hopefully in the first quarter of tomorrow, get it out of the way nice and early, and that'll all be good. Getting used to the setup now. Everything on the front doesn't look slimmed down, but what's in there makes sense. Got my packets of Haribo here, a little GPS tracker on the side, and then on the back I've got the tail fin system, flying the flag and the tin mug, and everything's good. So places like this up here on the left are just wonderful. The wildlife's been phenomenal again today. I can see a hawk or a buzzard off high and right there. You probably can't pick it out between the trees and the mountains, but look at the decking on these places with the ubiquitous trucks. Plenty of old sort of burnt out lots, you know, of lots of old Chevys and stuff like that, but some of the timber framed buildings are just phenomenal. Just kind of what you'd expect from rural Canada, I guess. There's worse places to be. Given up for the day, just over 4 hours, about 38 miles, and realistically quite a flat day, so just body tiredness, I think, general fatigue, but that's not a bad thing. So just stopped, come off the main highway, and found a little copse of trees. Whiz, there's the bike, there's Sean's bike. I'm going to camp in the midst of these trees. There's some Canadians over here celebrating Father's Day, which is lovely. We had a quick chat with them, and they said, yeah, camp anywhere here, it's not a problem. So this is where we're going to be, and there is my bath for the night. I am going to be getting myself in there. So the view right down the river, and then the sandstone formations, I hope you can see them reasonably well on the far side, are awesome. We came across the Elko to Rooseville Highway, which is the bridge you can see there, and then we dove down a great big rocky hill just to get in here because it just looks so fantastic. So that's the plan. We're going to pull out the tents now. Still trying to get my washing dry from 3 days ago, so I'm hoping by stopping a bit earlier I can get that dry and have something clean to wear in the morning, which means I can get rid of what I'm wearing today, which might get washed in the river with me, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to come back to you just before I pack up the day and show you the pitch and stuff like that. Yeah, a good day. My head is telling me I should have gone further, my body is telling me I shouldn't have gone as far, so we'll draw the line between the two and we'll stop here for the night. Well, that's the day over with. Had a lovely setup with camp, and just finished now having my tea. Probably just sees a couple of trucks over there, some Canadian family celebrating Father's Day. Very kindly bought us a couple of barbecued sausages at the end just before they left, which was lovely. And we've sat eating our tea, looking out over the river and watching an osprey come out of the trees over there and plummet down to catch fish and move on. Fabulous bit of river. I can vouch that it is not tremendously warm. However, I've been in Weymouth when it's colder. Complete and utter plunge bath in the shallow section of the rocks there. Washed everything, bar has soaked a lot. So that's great. So as I wander back towards camp, you'll see that my colleague is set up to one side and I'm set up on the left there. Everything's on the line drying. Just going to do a little bit of routine maintenance on the bike. The porch of the tent is a little bit disorganised, but that's because we're about to put all our food into the biggest bag we have and hoist it up a tree about 300 or 400 yards from here, which will be over in that copse there. But it's a lovely little clearing we've managed to get, so hopefully a good night's sleep ahead and then push on. And tomorrow evening we shall be in America, which will be a whole new experience. We're aiming to get quite a long way down the line, certainly well away from the border. That's the important thing, and change all our currency and our SIM cards and everything else and start speaking with another different accent. So thanks for watching. End of day 4. See you in day 5. Good morning everyone. Day 5. An hour in now, hour and a quarter. Already done 10 miles. About another 10 miles just over to go to get to the American border. And as per every day, the scenery in every direction is absolutely amazing. Certainly very different to anything we have at home. Massive great prairie lands around here, big ranch gates. Came across a couple of very self-important guard dogs as we rode past one place. Very definitely let us know that we'd rung the doorbell, but they stayed away, which was fine, so that was all good. Had a pretty good night's sleep actually. Got some really good sleep. Only had to get up once in the night with a bit of cramp and drink some water, but that was all good. And then we were on the track by 10 to 8 this morning, having had some porridge and another cup of black unsweetened tea. It's better than nothing. Filled some water out, loaded the bottles and got on the way. But started unfortunately, as I expected. Oh, car coming past. With a 15 metre push up the dirt track that led us down to the lake. That's fine. Then onto the highway for a few miles, mainly uphill, and then turned right to get off onto a gravel road, which we're on for 4 or 5 miles and has turned to tarmac now. But yeah, not feeling so bad. Definitely know I've been in a saddle for 4 days, but quite excited to get over the border. Sort of know what I'd like from a list, so tick off Alberta, tick off British Columbia, tick off Canada, welcome to Montana and the USA. So that'll be coming up, let's say in about 10 miles time. There's a big hill between here and there. I say big, it's only 50 plus meters, but hills of that magnitude feel big when you're struggling in the morning. Yeah, so all going well. Could really do with a cup of coffee, but maybe when I get over the border, find a coffee shack there or something. Anyway, I'll catch up with you a bit later in the day. Cool. Nice. So just riding the last few miles to America now, past the little convenience store where we stocked up on a couple of cereal bars. Couldn't buy any sort of sausages or cheese because you can't take it across the border, and we're stuck on the highway now. It's the only route down to the border crossing. We've got about 5 miles to go and then it'll be goodbye to Canada, but it's still stunning. So, welcome with me to America. That took far longer than I'd hoped. The computer said on one page I had the right paperwork, on the second page said I didn't. But luckily they rebooted the computer and the 2 pages aligned and I was allowed in, which was a great relief. I don't know why I was worried about it, but I suppose I was. But I'm now officially in the US and in the big old state of Montana. So, looks pretty much like Canada did, I suppose, but then it would, wouldn't it? It's only a line on a map, but the scenery is pretty special. Lots of big old open prairie, hills, lots of houses with flags, and the Canadian border is literally the top of that ridge that you can see there, which we're going to curve away from in a minute. We've got about 12 miles to go to the town of Eureka, and I think there's definitely a lunch spot with my name on it in there, so hopefully I can do some recharging, a little bit of food purchasing just to top up on some bits and bobs that we couldn't buy in Canada and bring across the border, and then onward for a few miles from there to the next stop. But yeah, good day so far. It's only what, 10 to 1 in the afternoon, so I'd like to do at least another 3 hours, maybe 4 hours cycling before I find somewhere to camp. But if I get 40 miles in today, do you know what, I'm going to be happy, and that's all good. So we'll see how it goes. Well, I'm plumb tuckered, but after a quick phone call from Eureka, here I am turning into the bicycle station where I've booked a pitch. Fairly cool tandem sat there, and hopefully at the end of this there is a pitch awaiting me, and if I'm lucky there might even be some fresh water, maybe a shower, but we'll see. But I'm pretty done in, so I'm going to go and register, set up, and then come back and tell you all about it. So, good morning, started day 6, just left campsite, gone up the road, and look what we got here. Welcome tour riders, fresh lemonade, banana trail bars, hard-boiled eggs, bottled water, muffins, brownies, the whole shebang. So I'm going to have a quick look through here and let you know what I've come up with. So what a wonderful gesture that was. Big stand outside their house, 3 cool boxes full of muffins and brownies, boiled eggs and pickles, bananas, cereal bars, cold bottled water, fresh lemonade. They're known as trail angels, and I'd heard of them, but to see it is wonderful. No expectation of payment, just a little note and a thank you very much. Absolutely wonderful. So really enjoyed that. I didn't do any shopping in Eureka yesterday, my fault, so I'm a bit low on provisions, so I grabbed a couple of hard-boiled eggs and a banana. That'll give me some good sustenance through the day, keep me going, so really good. So last night, fantastic sleep, awesome sleep, which is brilliant. Feel much better this morning. Had my porridge, cup of tea, sorted my kit out. The owner there, Chris, was really helpful, gave me some good tips about places to stay, things to do. He sold a homemade sort of homeopathic skin butter that he uses with witch hazel and beeswax, coconut oil. So hopefully that will help with some of the sweat chafing that I've got. That's really good. So got all that sorted, and I just couldn't be bothered to rush this morning, so I've taken my time. It's almost, well, it is 9:30 bang on now. Left at 15:15 and then got stopped by the lemonade stand, but all really good. So yeah, the bicycle station, Chris Neal, he's a woodworker. God, there were some beautiful articles in there for sale that he'd made, absolutely wonderful. So yeah, on the road now. Going to aim for a place called Red Meadow Lakes. It's 50 miles away, but there are some huge hills between here and there. The first one, which starts in about 100 feet from now, is 102 meters long, so a Cat 4, but a brutal beginning to the day, but that's okay. We'll crack on with it. Take my time today, I'm not in any rush. So I'm camping in a campground, but it's effectively wild camping, but there'll be some bear lockers there to put the food and stuff in, which is great. So looking forward to that. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I've got a short day. Just going to go down to the town of Whitefish, where I can do a full reprovision and get myself sorted. So let's get on and tackle this hill, and I'll catch up with you later in the day. So this is what I was talking about with the butterflies.
And there was a fire.
And just wherever there's water,
but I know where I'm
they're
going.
all around it.
I don't know where next water is.
Absolutely dozens of them. And look
That's
at the
all I look
bees
over,
down
I'm
here
like,
as
okay,
well.
there's some water.
Wonderful stuff.
Maybe.
All on the
It's this fucking-
dandelions, on this little bridge, and the back beyond, halfway up the hill now, and just stopped to filter a load of water. It's beautiful, ice cold. Two lads I'm with have both gone in, got their feet wet, one intentionally, one not so much, but absolutely beautiful. And then the trail leads on up here, hard right turn now over Trailhead Pass. So the next thing will be get to the top of Trailhead Pass, and then they say we've got the nice downhill before the next big climb. But really, really good day, although slow, but that's fine, it really is. So we're now coming down that hill. I've chosen a fairly flat bit to talk to you. So far we've been descending for exactly 13 miles, and it's not all been smooth. This is probably the smoothest, nicest part of it. Just running through the woods, just past a cabin back there with a yard and everything. It was absolutely stunning. But what a beautiful bit of scenery. I've taken some stills of the scenery on the way down and the views, but I'm sure that even with a good camera you struggle to do it justice. So 26 miles in now, so over halfway, but only just, and been going for 3.5 hours. And normally I'd be thinking, oh, that's terrible, but been riding with Dan, that you can probably just see on the edge of the shot there, and a mate called Sean, an American ex-army chap. And to be honest, we've been dawdling, stopping, chatting, eating, talking, walking up the hills together, and it's been really pleasant. So whilst it's been a long day out, it's been worth it. It's been a very relaxed day. I'm quite concerned still about having another 24 miles to do before I can get to bed, but I mean, come on, look at it, it's fantastic. So really, really beautiful surface to ride on. Dan's had one little puncture, but his sealant has coped with that, and which is encouraging. And this just goes on for miles and miles and miles, and it is truly beautiful. Seen a couple of deer run across our path, thousands of butterflies, as we said before, but nothing big, hairy, with teeth and claws that I need to worry about yet. And I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to press on and speak to you later. So, nearly the end of the day. Been a very long day in the saddle. Awful lot of climbing. Done vast amounts, just coming up to 1200 meters of climbing done. Got 128 meters left, but it's all a climb now. We're having to push the bikes up. It was a 246 meter climb and we've done 120 meters of it, so we're chipping away at it. Dan, bless him, is absolutely wasted, got no energy, and is really struggling. I'm tired, but actually the walking is helping. It's just easing the legs out, takes the pain off the saddle. Just excuse the squeal of the GoPro while I pull it out so I can look at you and look at the scenery. It's been a phenomenal day for scenery. Then I think I've said that every day. It's difficult to quantify how beautiful it is. But as we're walking up this one, there's snow on the mountains ahead of us, which is going to make it a little cooler at the top, which to be honest can only be a good thing. It's very, very hot and sweaty now, but it's all good. Oh, bumpy road, and the big heavy bike keeps trying to bite you. Keep getting the pedal in the leg or a backpack trying to slap you, and the mozzies and the flies are enjoying the feast. And then somebody just rides past you like that, which is really, really depressing. But he's got youth on his side. I've got old age and wisdom tells me walking is the way at the moment. But I say, tired or not, it's been a good day. I'm really enjoying it. Had a great few hours with Dan and then with Sean earlier on. He left us on one of the climbs. He's got some big old legs on him. He might be where we are, but I suspect he's gone on to Whitefish, which is the town about 32 miles beyond the campsite we're staying in. And that's my target for tomorrow. Short day, it's pretty much all descent. We'll get down to Whitefish and call it a half day and try and find some good food, completely reprovision all my victuals. Very low on food now. I've eaten virtually every bar I own. I've still got some of that Kendal meat cake, thank you Connor. I'm going to have a bit of that when I get to camp, which will be nice. And I'm going to have a tin of tuna and a packet of noodles and a couple of wraps, and anything else I can find at the bottom of my bag is going in my gullet. If I get a chance I'll talk to you for the campsite, but if I'm not, that'll be it for the end of day 6, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, probably in the morning, and then when I get into Whitefish. Take care.
Oh, good morning. It's nice and early at 6:25 on day 7. I couldn't even tell you what day of the week it is. So I had what I thought was a really good night's sleep last night. My little pitch, just packing up the tent now. A whole bunch of campers down the way and over the far side, and we're up at Red Meadow Lake, which, it has to be said, is not the shabbiest campsite I've ever stayed at. There's a little restroom up there, there's bear lockers, which was good, so I was able to put the stuff away, and got in quite late, as you know, from a long hard ride uphill to get here, but we made it. A very kind gentleman over in the camper van over there knocked up a bowl of rice for me, which was superb. So just a quick bowl of rice and a little bit of chopped salami in it, and then I had a can of tuna I've been toting around for about 3 days, which I didn't really fancy, but I had some tortilla wrap left and it was a source of protein, so tuna wraps times 3. But anyway, yeah, my body needed it, so I had that and then went straight to bed. The mosquitoes last night were absolutely awful, so straight into bed, and I was asleep within seconds. Woke once during the night and then woke up about 5:30. sort of lay there, and then in the end came 6 o'clock, thought, no, that's it. So popped out the tent to see the mist rising on the lake. There was a loon calling last night. We call them divers at home, but beautiful nonetheless to listen to. And today's going to be, I wouldn't say a lazy day, but hopefully a half day. So it's 32 miles to Whitefish, primarily downhill, so it's going to be a couple of hours riding. So I'm going to grab a quick pot of porridge, get that down my head, and then just start going down the hill. Hoping to get to Whitefish by late morning, and then I might see if I can do a warm showers thing, which is where you phone up a host and they say you can sleep in their backyard but use the shower and facilities, which would be fantastic, and hopefully get everything charged up. Starting to get through the batteries on the GoPro now. The phone needs charging again. Just top up everything that needs doing. But overall, so far, nearly a week done. I'm pretty pleased with my progress. Maybe a little bit behind where I thought I might be, but do you know what? It's been harder than I thought it would be. And I've got the time, so we'll make the use of the time. So we're going to get all the stuff and start clicking it on the bike now, start putting it all ready to go, have a cup of tea, have a bit of porridge, and hopefully I will catch up with you in the town of Whitefish. Oh, here we are. I've done about 15 miles already. The first part was quite steep, downhill, bumpy, a bit sketchy, but we got through it and that was fine. And now I'm on a sort of lovely rolling road that goes on and on. Got another climb in about half a mile, but it's only 33 meters, so 100 feet, something like that, but nothing too much. The fact that it's high doesn't really matter. It's the slope, and it's a gentle slope, so just be able to pedal up that. Still I'm in an hurry in what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get to Whitefish, but I might push on. I'll see what the others are doing. Travelling with Dan and Sean, sort of from campsite to campsite, and Sean has recommended somewhere that's a few miles below Whitefish, which would be nicer in my view than camping in the state park, which I'm not overly keen on. So if I can push on down the trail to there, I will. But I think the first priority is to get to Whitefish, get some food in me and in my bag, so I've got a bit more for the next few days, recharge everything, and then making a decision based on how I feel then. Well, you wouldn't want to live here, would you? Lakeshore Drive, Whitefish. Absolutely out of a movie. Great big houses tucked down in the valley. Big sweeping pine tree sided roads, and about 10 miles to Whitefish. So I haven't done much filming today, other than on the way into Whitefish, but Whitefish was lovely, small town. I didn't really think you wanted to see me eat a burger and then macaroni cheese and then a butter cake and ice cream and then 2 pints of water, but if you did, I'm sorry. Anyway, we moved on from Whitefish, went to the Safeways, got some provisions, stocked up for probably for about 3 days now, which is good. I made the very sensible call of going in the restaurant and getting to fill all my canisters up with ice water, which is lovely. And I've actually pressed on. I was supposed to stay in Whitefish, but I decided to go a little further. So now in Columbia Falls, which is about 5 miles down the road. I'm with Dan and Sean still. I'm looking to try and get as far as, sorry, just waving to the man there. Hoping to get as far down as a friendly place about 10 miles south of here, and they open up their garden for the Great Divide riders, which would be lovely. Apparently they've got a shower in the garage we can use, pitch in their backyard, pinch their Wi-Fi, so it's all good. So I've uploaded some more video to Mark, which is fantastic, and Mark, I know you'll be watching this, so thank you very much indeed for putting up the first film. Haven't seen it yet, but the family say they've enjoyed it, which is great.
So I'll catch up with you when I've had a look round Columbia Falls in all its small town American glory. Well, end of the day. We left Whitefish, as we said, went through Colorado Falls, but anyway, we stopped for a big slushy at a service station, which is quite amusing. So I've got half a bottle full of slushy, and then we pushed on thinking, oh, Sean knows there's a place down here, and we've got here, and blow me, hello, meet Rosie. Hello, Rosie. Come on then, come on. Good girl, Rosie. Go on. Go on, Rosie. Go on. Go on. Oh, she's lost it. Ah, she's seen it. So, I've seen Rosie in various other videos. Pat is the owner here, bless her. She opens her garden out. There's a hose. There's putting drinks in the cooler. And as she says, if you need a poo, you can use the bathroom. If you need a pee, there's plenty of bushes around, which is lovely. So really good place to stop. I'm really glad we're here, and Rosie's really glad as well, aren't you, Rosie? So she's wearing a cone of shame because she's licking her leg, but it doesn't seem to slow her down any. Done about 53 miles today, which is way more than I anticipated. To be fair, 2 or 3 miles of that is probably just going around Whitefish, going to the stores and things like that. But really good. I've broken well into actually tomorrow's ride, which was quite deliberate because I felt reasonable, and I've got a long day programmed for the day after. Too long, I think. So if I can chip into tomorrow's today and do the same again tomorrow, I should in theory end up with a shorter day than planned in 2 days time, which would be really good. So at the moment we're just getting all the kit out. The tent is soaking wet from this morning, so we're just getting that all dry before we put it up. Apparently we just have to play with Rosie until we've had enough and then ignore her, and she gets grumpy and sits down and leaves us alone. But it's lovely to be here. Really good day. Very, very tired now. Had a massive meal, as I said, in Whitefish, so I don't actually feel the need to eat anything, but I'll have a couple of drinks, and then hopefully, it's 8:30 already, hopefully I'll be in bed for 9:30 at the very latest. But it's really lovely here. I'm just gonna walk over, because hanging on the outside of the house here, and I'd love to see if they'll stand long enough to get a picture, is oh, they don't like it if I get too close. You can see the 2 hummingbird feeders, and they're in and out all the time, which is lovely. So really nice to see, really nice place to be, and one very tired bunny. So I'm going to go and get myself some bed sorted out, and if I don't see you again, I'll see you tomorrow. So Pat, bless her, has bought some beers and some cold cokes out, and I have to say, God bless Tailfin, but one of the features of their racks is rather cool. We like that. Rosie doesn't like that, but I like that.